Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Holy shit, the Flyers actually got a win on a Thursday. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Sensudi. This is the lover of penguins, Mr. Michael Klankov. And this is the man of the Dark Wing, Mr. Brian Daly.
It's fitting. I'm wearing my black jersey tonight.
Of course. And behind the board, as always, the broken one, Rob Povia. And we are the Hockey Happy Hour, live on A2DRadio.com and here in the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. Brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com.
That was weak.
I need more table. I need more table. I am now... Sorry. Okay, let me fix this.
Wait, hang on.
There,
Hang on. I'm moving it.
There we go. There we go.
There
Much
it is.
better. Much better.
Now we could actually start the show.
Yes.
All right, let's start.
All right. So, the Philadelphia Flyers actually won today. Finally, we have a show where they get a win, and they get a much-needed win against the New York Rangers. 4-3. No, it is not a shame. Shut up. Don't start. All right. So, the Flyers get the win. They defeat the New York Rangers 4-3. The Rangers are, of course, in rebuild mode right now, as they have been selling
But
off
yet they really could have contended.
This is true. If they actually wanted to, they could have tried.
I honestly think they got better.
They did.
After getting rid of everybody.
After getting rid of some of the guys, I actually think they got better.
I feel like they got faster. I was watching
Absolutely.
the Penguins and Rangers game just a couple weeks ago now, but they were a strong fourth period. Jesus Christ, they were a strong third period team, and they just came back and lightened the lamp. I mean,
In the
they were
last,
fast.
Hold on. What's the fourth period?
Overtime,
Oh, okay.
I heard an
which we
interesting.
did lose in, so against it.
I heard an interesting stat coming in here that first line that the New York Rangers have like 11 goals in their last 3 games, or it was 11 points in the last 3 games.
It's pretty damn good.
That's a pretty impressive.
It's a pretty good rebuild.
Yeah.
I don't even know that's a rebuild. That's more of just a cutting the fat and just letting it go. That's pretty much what it is.
I kind of think that's what they did, minus the trade of Ryan McDonough. Is they got rid of, Rick Nash, who is having some success in Boston now, but he wasn't having any success as a Ranger.
No, he's a cancer.
That's true. That is
So
true.
now he's in Boston, and it's like you said, Mikey. They look faster. They look
They do.
legitimately faster.
They do.
Well, the Flyers, of course, getting a win against the New York Rangers, 4-3, the final score. The Flyers getting a massive win that they needed after taking a very tough loss to the Detroit Red Wings in a shootout, which watching that game just pissed me the fuck off because let me tell you something. You couldn't have asked for a game that was going your way. You literally took the lead. You gave it back. You managed to tie it up at the very tail end on a gift from the hockey gods themselves, and then you piss it away by losing in a shootout. This team is unbelievable. They managed to lose to the Red Wings in the dumbest of ways, but then they recover and they beat the New York Rangers.
So
So
they got-
at least
They got a gift of a goal in the start of the third period with Oscar Lindblom scoring off a rebound off the mask of, I don't know who their goaltender. I don't think it was Antirante or whoever.
No, Ronto's not there. It's
it was Jimmy
Oh.
Howard.
Oh, we're talking. He's
Oh,
talking.
you're talking
this
about the
game.
Rangers
Oh,
game?
I'm talking about the Rangers
I thought you were
game,
talking
yeah.
about the Red Wings
No,
game.
but
Sorry.
going to the Red Wings game, then going into that shootout, why does Coach not put in Claude Giroux,
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
understand
I
that.
don't. He put in Nolan Patrick there
Nolan
towards
Patrick,
the end.
and Jordan Wheel?
Yeah,
I mean,
and Wheel.
kind of surprised. I'm not surprised with Voracek. Obviously, Voracek's a scorer,
And he got the closest to scoring.
but
all three of them.
no Giroux in a shootout. I'm kind.
Yeah, I
Your
was a little
captain not in
stunned
a
by
shootout?
that. Yeah.
Fun fact. All the Giroux and Voracek haters listen up and listen good. Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek are the first two Flyers since Eric Lindros and Rod Brindamore to both have 60 assists on different lines.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. And if they keep going, I believe if it's 10 between the two, or if it's still 10 apiece, then they tie the record of the
Most.
teams that won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they suck and they should have been traded, but
So
it's fine.
Yeah. So with that being
Everybody
said,
runs everybody out of Philly, so
Yep.
I'm sure you probably were hoping that. It's just like, hey, I'll take Claude Giroux and,
I mean,
and
who
Jake
wouldn't?
Voracek on the
Seriously,
Penguins.
like
Yeah.
Drew's a great player. I don't understand why everybody's trying to run him out of town.
Again, people put their blinders on when shit's not going right, and then they get so mad, and then they blame the coach too. Like, oh well, if we
well, the
missed the
coach was
play,
getting fired in the beginning of the season as well.
yeah.
So,
So it's just like,
Every time they lose, the coach is getting fired.
yeah.
see, it's just when it needs to happen, it needs to happen. Obviously, with Laviolette, hindsight being 2020, not a good move. Berube, absolutely necessary. Or other words,
Oh, absolutely.
you had no
Oh,
hope in
absolutely.
hell. So, but you know what? Don't jump on the bandwagon of hating Hack or hating anybody, quite frankly, because this team, yes, they give us some frustrating moments like that Detroit game, but they have shown their resilience again. They snapped what was I believe, a 5-game losing streak, in the losing streak there before they won the next 2. And then after that, they recovered and they handled themselves very well in against the Red Wings, and then they lost and they recovered against the New York Rangers. So overall, this team has had its ups and downs, but it's always seemed to recover just fine. It hasn't been a major issue when it comes to what the Flyers have been able to do this season. But with that being said, though, Flyers do get the win. They get a very necessary 2 points in the standings, as they are currently sitting in the first wild card spot behind the Columbus Blue Jackets that have been on an absolute upswing, winning, 10
Crazy.
straight
10,
now,
Yeah.
and have just been killing it. And the Blue Jackets currently are in line to face the Pittsburgh Penguins, who they did tie up tonight at 89 points. However, the Penguins do have the lead in the standings on them because they have the advantage in the row, which they have by about 4 points. So Columbus wouldn't necessarily get home ice advantage on the tiebreaker, but if the Penguins did lose, Columbus could then jump up to second place, and that would be crazy for a team that was on the outside looking in for a good minute there. They get themselves back into the division.
Oh yeah.
Got a couple comments rolling here on Facebook Live real quick. I'm going to read them off. Steve Krasowski. What's going on, Steve? Nice to see you again, or hear from you again, brother.
Hey, what's up?
He says, hi, guys. Flyers look good tonight, but they're letting up too many goals. Defense is too inconsistent.
They are, and we touched upon this the last time we met, and we were saying they're letting up 3, 4, 5 goals a night. We let up 3 tonight. Let up 4 technically the last game. Obviously, the shootout one was the winner, but another 4 and 3 goal night. I mean, it's not good.
No, and it comes with having so much youth on your blue line that the inconsistencies are going to come, and it's unfortunate, but it's a part of the learning process for some of these young guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Robert Haig and you look at Travis Sanheim from where they were in the beginning of the year, I think they've played better for the most part. But there's still these really bad defensive breakdowns, like early in the third period where that third goal was scored by Jesper Fast, and it was just a complete breakdown from the drop of the puck. Nobody knew their assignments. And I think that also has something to do with the fact that Matt Reed was out on the first line. He didn't know who he was supposed to cover. Looks like Sean Couturier went after the guy that Claude Giroux should have had, which left Fast wide open for that tying goal or third goal. But, it's going to happen. They're still a young team. They still have a lot of learning to do, and I think that's why they need to stick with Hack. And just, keep the process going. Trust the process. The Flyers in a playoff spot.
Keep
They
the
are.
trend in Philly, TTP.
They're in a playoff spot, and it's just you can't get angry because the division is so tight this year. The Metropolitan Division is extremely tight.
It's scary.
Yeah,
tight. Like,
yeah. I mean, we could very easily be looking at the Penguins leading the division before the season's out because the Capitals only have 91 points to the Penguins' 89, or Columbus's 89 for that matter. Columbus could continue this win streak, and Pittsburgh and Washington could take just one loss, and then Columbus is leading the division.
Looks like Washington is on their way to winning another game, 1-0 against the Red Wings. There's 30 seconds left. but we'll see. But I mean, it is just extremely, extremely close. I mean, looking at the top 4 teams, they separate by 3 points right now without, the Washington win, which is probably going to happen.
And what's crazy, I think the rest of the Metro is still within striking distance too. I mean,
Well, yeah,
it's
definitely.
not so much as it was earlier in the year. Clearly, it's getting close to playoffs time. A lot of teams are getting down to their final 7, 8, 9, 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I would say the rest from Carolina down is their chances are very slim. I mean, Carolina still has 75. They're still mathematically in it, and so are the Islanders at 72, and the Rangers as well. But realistically, I think the top 5 here is the teams that are going to take it. But then again, also before the show, we talked about Florida.
Yeah.
And now Florida's coming back, and they have 81 points, one behind the Devils for the last spot.
If they had not lost to Columbus tonight, they would have jumped the New Jersey Devils. Hell, if they had actually lost in overtime, they would have tied the
Tied them.
Devils.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they would have won the tiebreaker with
I don't
the
know.
row, but
They do both have 37 wins, but I don't know what the row is.
yeah, the row is what matters, which is regulation plus overtime. But point is, though, is that it is so difficult to judge what's going on, especially with Florida being a wild card, no pun intended, and could very easily jump into that second spot and really put some pressure on the Devils, because the Devils, they have been on a skid big time, because Devils only have 82 points. And they took a nasty beating
They
to the
have.
San Jose Sharks.
Yeah,
and they cannot afford to go on a bad run right now. Absolutely not going into the playoffs. And same thing with the Flyers. The Flyers couldn't afford it either. That's why they're number 1 wild card and not third place in the division right now, because they went on a skid.
Well, it's kind of weird that they took the beating to the San Jose Sharks like they did, because last week they put a beating on the Las Vegas Golden Knights 8-3.
Yeah. And then,
If Florida did get that point tonight, they would have 34 over their 32 for
wow.
the Devils. But
So,
Devils still have a game in hand.
they
So
do.
they're almost like literally goals forced and goals allowed is almost identical, which is insane.
That is crazy. Now, before we jump any further into this, let's get talking into the people who are eliminated. So the people who are officially the sorry pucks that are not going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs this year.
That's something we need to do. We need to get pucks and make sorry pucks for these teams.
We do. We need to hand them out. Literally just throw them like
Participation
this,
awards
like
or-
batarangs at the camera.
Little paper,
Yeah.
like little paper discs or something like that. You're eliminated. You're
We
eliminated.
put
You're
the team-
eliminated.
put the team logos on them.
You get
Everyone
Yeah.
You get
is eliminated.
Everyone misses the playoffs.
No, that's not good. We need a Stanley Cup winner.
True.
It's whoever had the least amount of points. So the
That's gonna
Arizona
be the Stanley-
Coyotes.
Hey, that's probably the only way they'll ever.
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
No, that wouldn't be. It'd be the Buffalo,
Buffalo
Sabres.
Yeah.
Hey, really?
Because they got 58 points to,
Wow.
to 61
Yeah, and
that
even
Arizona has.
Vancouver's actually worse than
Yeah,
Arizona.
they're at 59.
And Vancouver, I think, despite the record, they've been a very good team this year.
They
Yeah.
have.
Record, I think their record says otherwise.
Boucher.
And I said this last week, and it sucks for him. The way that he went
Such a
down
shame.
is just.
Such a shame.
But you got building blocks in Vancouver now. You just gotta build around them now. You got the blocks in place now. You got to fill in the other spots.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. So the eliminated teams are as follows. In the East, the Buffalo Sabres at 58 points. They are trailing the New Jersey Devils by a whopping 24 points.
Oh, they can do that.
Meanwhile, the Ottawa Senators, they are out at 63 points. They were trailing the Devils by 19 currently. And the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs will not be trying to get their 25th Stanley Cup this year. They are behind the Devils by 18 points. They have 64 on the season currently. Just, wow. Talk about two teams that were in the playoffs last year. Complete disasters this year.
So Ottawa just imploded from the get-go, and you can't have guys like Bobby Ryan, who's supposed to be your star, your number one winger, just flat out just sucking.
Yeah.
I'm
I almost
just
wore his jersey
surprised.
tonight. I'm glad I didn't.
I'm just so surprised, honestly. I mean, I thought, getting Duchesne was definitely going to boost our offense, but it
Didn't do
hasn't.
shit.
I mean, they're a minus
No.
56 on the season. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's been they need to do something bad. Well, whew.
It's
They got to have some big off-season moves here for them.
They need a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I always figured that they were going to get rid of Carlson, and that would be that piece that would bring in a lot of, youth picks, whatever. But
It looks
Well,
like they may have to do that this offseason.
And he's going to be, unfortunately, he's going to be missing some time for
that's
a very
horrible.
heartbreaking,
Very horrible.
very heartbreaking reason. For those of you that don't know, Eric Carlson's son passed away. What's today? Thursday, Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah,
He was stillborn,
stillborn. It's horrible.
unfortunately. So
Absolutely
my
horrible.
condolences go out to Eric Carlson and his family, and just know that Axel's going to be with you forever, man.
Yeah,
Whether he's
Fucking horrible.
physical or not.
yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So, with that, we now go to the Western Conference, and who missed there? Teams that missed: Vancouver. They are 59 points, 28 points trailing the Los Angeles Kings, who are currently the second wild card. For the Arizona Coyotes, they are 61 points, trailing Los Angeles by 26. I think that should be remarkable, though. Arizona's not dead last in the West. So you know what? They're making progress. Trust the process out in Arizona. One day it'll pay dividends. Moving on.
I don't know if there is a process out there anymore.
The fact that there's still a team is shocking. But anyway, the Chicago Blackhawks.
I don't understand it. I
The
don't. I
phenomenon.
still don't. Like,
Oh my god.
I don't know.
A team out in Arizona makes sense to me, right? Yeah.
Well, that's why I keep arguing. Don't move a city before you fucking bring a new one in, because you already have franchises that are just.
But you still got to even it out.
I understand that, and
And
I
then-
want that, but we need to focus on fixing some of these horrible ass franchises, like Arizona,
That's-
like Florida.
'Cause now
you
that-
know, two franchises that are just disgusting.
all that's going to do
You know?
is it's just going to rob money away from you. You could have so much better money if you had better teams, but they don't even have good teams. Anyway, Chicago Blackhawks, first time, long time, are missing the Stanley Cup playoffs.
10 years? Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, yeah.
I think everybody in the Western Conference is breathing a sigh of relief, especially you, Mr. Brian Daly, that
Oh.
the Blackhawks are no longer a threat this year in the Western Conference playoffs.
Do you know why the Blackhawks are missing the playoffs?
Why?
Because Patrick Kane's a scumbag.
Oh. Yes, he is.
He has officially been. The Blackhawks have officially been
I missed that.
deleted.
Scumbag.
Yeah,
I missed that. We need to bring the scumbag back.
We do. So the scum. It's a little harsh, but all right.
But we actually like you.
Yeah. Okay, but he's not denying the scumbag part. He's just saying, "Oh, we like you, Rob, even though you're a scumbag." That's what Mikey's saying right now.
You can be a scumbag and still be liked. I'm just saying.
This is
Hey,
true.
Hey.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. Danny Carcillo was put up with in Philadelphia and any other team he's been on. So, if anything's possible then. All right, to the Chicago Blacks. They are trailing the Los Angeles Kings by 18 points. And the Edmonton Oilers. Wow.
I think this is the biggest upset.
Yeah, this is the biggest one here. Trailing the Los Angeles Kings by 18 points as well. 69 points apiece for them. in
Yeah, that is
Chicago.
surprising. Big time.
So I want to get to some more of these comments here on Facebook. There's a couple here that I favor personally. So we got, and I'm really sorry, Yuri, if I destroy your name. Yuri Palone Sotelo.
Phew, that's tough.
Go Ducks. That's right here. Go Ducks. I'm with you there. Barbara Avery. Hi, Mike. Go Flyers.
Barbara.
Greg, I love it when your aunt chimes in. Greg Malakovich. Yeah, they definitely can. Gotta believe. City of Winners. Just need to
What?
get to the dance.
Wait, Greg's your aunt?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mike's
I was
aunt.
just hey, you know what? I don't
No,
know.
Greg is not my aunt.
No.
Barbara's my aunt.
No,
Wait, I thought Greg was your aunt.
He might be. I don't know.
no. I thought Greg was Daly's
McFly! McFly!
Thomas Arnaud chiming in with "What's up, boys?" Tom, what's going on, brother?
Nah, dude.
And then we got our producer over here chiming in. Rob Povia, Florida is making me nervous, but with tonight's big win and getting 4 out of 4 points in versus Metro Division opponents last weekend, our Flyers are SPC bound. SPC stands for Stanley Cup Playoff.
Absolutely. Meanwhile,
Stay behind that desk, will you? You troll. No.
What are you pissed about? Your team's making it too. Like
I'm not
seriously.
no, we're not there yet. There's no X. saying that we clarified a spot yet. Okay.
But you've got the biggest crybaby in the business. God forbid he misses.
So-
So
True.
anyway,
I love this. I love this. This is the second Ducks fan to chime in on the show tonight. Timothy
Holy shit, they're everywhere.
Stow. I'm going to assume that's how you say your last name. I apologize if I butcher it. Ducks going all the way. Ducks fly together. One more little. There you go, brother.
Man, we're
That's for
bringing
you.
Ducks
Hey,
fans
hey,
here.
Tim.
I like
hey,
it.
I love it.
was it Tim? Is
Tim.
his name? Tim, can
Timothy.
please let me know, where are you from?
Yeah,
Like,
I do wanna
because
know that
here's the
too. I
thing,
was
we
gonna
got a
say
running gag here on the show. Every one of the Ducks fans that we have, and there's a lot of them, they're not in Southern California. They are everywhere else but Southern California. I need to know, like, are you in Southern California? I just want to know, just because it's a running gag that we've been having going on here on the show.
Your boy Dean chiming in with Go Devils. You got Steve chiming back in. Winnipeg continues to be on a tear. My team to win the cup. I'm assuming he's a Jets fan first, Flyers fan second.
Probably.
And that's fine. And he also wants to know what we think of the possibility of the expansion team. And we have another Ducks
Oh
fan
my
chiming
God!
in. I love it.
Jesus Christ, get out. Where are you people coming from? Look, they're back in the playoff hunt, and they all fucking come out tonight. All right?
When are they not in the playoff
I
hunt?
didn't mean hunt. In the playoff picture, all right?
Again, when are they not in the playoff picture?
But
I
they're
love
back.
it.
They're
I
actually in
love
the
it.
wild
Technically,
card.
hold on. I know when they're not, and that's the beginning of the season. But anyway, back to this.
So we got Tim chiming back in. Neither of those pesky Oilers. No threat from the Oilers this year. That was he dropped that comment in before you got to the fact that Oilers are eliminated from the playoffs.
Yes.
He says, "I'm from Cali, 10 minutes from the Honda Center."
Jesus
You
Christ.
lucky
So
bastard.
you are the real
Wait,
deal,
you
my
are
man.
lucky.
You are the real effing deal, my man. Welcome.
And he said, "Yes, you said my last name right. Bonus points for me."
But read the comment under that.
Ben Clark saying, "Go Ducks." 5 minutes from the Honda
5
Center.
minutes.
I love this.
Oh my God.
I love the support I'm getting
excited.
tonight.
I'm
Dude.
excited.
I'm excited.
We got some.
Brian has been
You're
waiting.
excited. Feel these
know-
nipples. Let's see how many people caught that reference. Let's see how many people actually know where that reference is from.
Brian has been waiting for this for
You know-
years.
you know
I've been
what-
waiting for this since I came on the show.
You know what I find funny? I find it funny that we're a Flyer-centric show, but we are attracting all the Ducks fans out there in the entire world.
Hey,
we
it
love
takes
it.
one.
We
It
love
takes
it,
one.
though.
Takes
We
one.
absolutely love it. Please, if all the Ducks Nation would love to support us, feel free to. We do not care at all. We are equal opportunity here.
Hey, us birds stick together. You know what I'm saying?
Stay over there.
but you're the you're the equal opportunity filled out on the tax, so that way we don't get in trouble with the government. That's the whole reason why you're here. We all know this.
And Devils, get out of here, Dean.
Get out.
Get out of here.
By the
I
way,
got-
Who is
got
this
new friends this
guy?
week.
Who is it?
I got new friends this week. Get out of here,
Who is
Dean.
this guy?
them
Take
De-
your Devils elsewhere.
Boy, how about them Devils too, man? 6-2, man, getting their asses crushed by them San Jose Sharks. Woo! Wow.
Damn.
All right. Anyway,
I'm
back.
riding high tonight. I actually skipped over a couple comments. I apologize. Chrome, one of our A2D guys here. Flyers will maintain.
All right.
And Tom Arnone saying, hell yes. I am quite impressed. Thank you very much.
All right. So we got some.
Ducks 4, Devils 2. That's right.
This
My
is
boy
true.
Tim chiming back in.
All right. So
my
we,
new best friend.
we also had comments coming in. Speaking
my
of
friend.
speaking of
That's
Ducks
my friend.
fans, David Roska chiming in on
Yes.
YouTube. He
More
said-
Ducks.
This is a
God
Duck
damn
show tonight. I love it.
So, I mean, it is orange and black, so, I mean, I guess we're keeping the theme up here. Anyway, Anaheim, David Roska says, our Anaheim Ducks won last night, third place. And that is true. They are third place in the Pacific Division. Meanwhile, Rob Povia was chiming in, same thing as his Facebook comment, yes. And David Roska chiming in, Florida lost 4-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and then Rob chimed in, fucking sweet. So,
I think David Ross. Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you also a Panthers fan? Because I see a lot of Panthers posts that you put up, along with the Ducks posts you put up on Instagram. Just curious.
What the? Who is this guy?
Benjamin Russell chiming in.
Oh
Go
my
Ducks!
God.
I love it.
I think people are doing this on purpose now.
They're
I
just-
don't think, I don't
they're
think
just
these people are
trolling.
Ducks fans.
No, actually, I think I've seen a couple of these guys on Ducks Nation, so I think they're all legit.
I don't know.
Ben Clark chiming in with the Avs are not helping us out right now. No, they are not.
No,
I
they
saw
are
they
not.
were up. I saw they were winning 1-0 3-1. I haven't seen the score since.
They were
but
up 4. Who are they playing?
They
don't know who
are
they're playing.
playing the Los Angeles Kings. Now, don't panic. Well, yeah, panic. The Kings are winning 4-1.
Ah, crap.
They say that's not looking good for them right now. Second period.
Wade Baker,
7:50.
go Ducks since '93. I'm with you there, Wade.
Well, there
I don't
you
look
go,
that
man.
old, but I am.
Man, true and true from 93
Russell.
on, from the inception of that team. There you go.
Yeah.
There
Yep,
you go, man.
I thought I recognized Tim's name. He's a Ducks Nation member. But I'm loving this. So
All right, so we got that all set in.
I'm excited. Keep them
And,
coming, boys. Keep them
so-
coming.
With that being said, we dived into the Flyers winning, and then after that, we got into a little bit of Ducks talk because we have the Ducks Nation present and accounted for here
That is
today.
right. Represent.
The Flying V is flying strong tonight. Let's just keep it at that. I would still love to see them pull that move off one day in an actual game. It'd be the dumbest thing to do, but still, it'd be hilarious. Anyway, so with that being said, playoff matchups that are currently on the NHL right now, the Eastern Conference sits at Tampa Bay versus the New Jersey Devils. That may change if Florida gets their shit together and the Devils decide to go on a skid again. And the Boston Bruins, currently, who have officially clinched a playoff spot, against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the Washington Capitals would be facing the Philadelphia Flyers.
I actually
And
think
I
that's-
love
that's a
that
hell of a
matchup.
series.
I was going to say,
That
I
is
think
a
that
great
is going to be a really
matchup,
good
yeah.
matchup.
That's a matchup I will take any day of the week and twice on Sunday. I want that matchup badly because we have played the Capitals very well.
A 12:30 start or a 1 o'clock start on the first game for Sunday?
I think it's 12:30 since it's Easter.
Just kidding.
No, you know
he
what?
said he would take it twice on a Sunday, so
I'm gonna go. You know what? Since the Flyers don't always. No,
Way
listen.
over my head.
But you know what? To answer that question, even though it was rhetorical, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'll do a 1 o'clock for the afternoon, and then we'll do an 8 o'clocker for the evening.
Okay,
You know, we'll
okay.
space it out, make it even for everybody here. You know that, and also I want it to be as late as possible because the Flyers don't play well when it's early afternoon. So
Yeah.
avoid it at all costs.
okay, so they'll go 1-1 on Sunday. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we'll go.
Or they start in Washington and then have a game at
but-
Philly at 8.
There you go. Because, I mean, it
only
is
fair.
yeah, it is
Yeah, it
only
would only
fair.
be
You
fair.
split it down
Alright,
the middle
alright,
right there.
I like
But, you know, at the same time, too, it's Washington. So we may not even get to that point where we have to get twice on Sunday. We may just kill them outright. Because this is what Washington does. They choke right out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but usually when they choke right out of the playoffs, it's because they're sitting in the President's Trophy spot.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there this year.
No,
So they might
aren't.
actually
They
get out of the
aren't.
second round for once.
Don't, no,
Shit.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You
Hey,
probably
listen,
just
I don't have to.
jinxed it.
I don't have to worry about them until, and I doubt that they're going to get there. But the Stanley Cup Finals. So
Now you're doubting your Ducks?
I'm
Or
not
you-
doubting my Ducks. I'm saying
Well, you said
I don't have to worry about playing the
Listen,
Capitals.
Listen, you were very ambiguous with that. You said I don't think they're going to get there. There is a very relative term. It could have meant anybody.
I'm
said it in
Stanley
the
Cup
beginning.
Finals.
Yeah.
I said in the beginning of the season that the Penguins weren't even going to make the playoffs. I mean, that's,
Hey, listen,
that's
I'm
how
just-
pissed off I was with the off-season accusations and all that shit. So
Hey, listen, it just seems to
So-
be when I'm down on that team, they do better in the playoffs. So that's what
So-
I'm trying to do.
And with that being said, too, the final matchup is Pittsburgh versus Columbus, which is a rematch from last year in the first round.
I don't like it.
Even though they kind of swept the Columbus Blue Jackets the first year that they did that.
I don't like it.
By the way,
I don't.
Actually, here's the funny part. Columbus has only ever faced two teams in the playoffs, Pittsburgh and Detroit. That's the funny thing when you think about it. They have not faced anybody else but your Penguins and the Red Wings. That is it. And they've lost to all those teams. They have never beaten anybody.
Here's a fun question for you guys, coming from my new best friend Tim.
Okay.
How about Ducks over the Flyers in the Cup? And also, I don't want a rematch against the Predators.
Don't
No,
even
no,
want to
no,
take
no, no,
the
no, no.
chance.
Nope.
The-
Nope. I'm sorry, dude. They just got better.
Okay.
That team just got better.
Who said that?
My boy Tim, my new best friend.
He's saying Ducks
Tim
over
Stout.
the Flyers on the Cup.
He's a nice man.
No, I am not doing that because it involves the Flyers bending the knee to the Anaheim Ducks. We are not doing that. No,
Brian
sir.
would love that.
I
It
would
is-
love that. I would
it's
be
our-
doing backflips down Broad Street,
Broadway.
Wow.
Oh no, it's all right. It's Broadway.
It's-
because you're doing the backflips. That's how they do it on
What are you, a
Broadway. You're all
Rockette?
right. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was listening to the Rangers game earlier, and they mentioned Broadway so many times, but
He got excited.
backflips down Broad Street.
It's all right. You want to be on.
And-
hey, it's okay, man.
Which jersey do I wear?
You want to be on Broadway. That's all right, man. It's okay that you want to be on Broadway.
Hey, listen, they make some good money doing that.
Who fought Gouda? What was your boy's name?
Huh? Oh,
Gouda.
Kevin Bieksa.
Yeah, Bieksa.
I
Get a
thought-
Bieksa
thought you-
jersey so you could remind them of what happened.
Just do Superman punches right down Broad Street.
Well, actually, what is the season series against the Ducks? Did we
1-1.
win? Okay, so
was
we did win
1-1.
a game. So actually, probably be even that following that Stanley Cup final. So it may actually be a little bit better. Maybe a coin toss as compared to any other year. We probably get smoked by the Ducks.
Ben,
Anyway,
I'm not exactly sure what you said. I know you said something about Ducks being good, but I don't understand emojis.
I'm going Sharks and Queens.
Sharks and Queens.
Sharks and Queens suck. Fuck them. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
taking.
that's
Is it
what
an
I'm going with.
okay and
Yeah.
a pointed finger? Because it means you're okay with me. According to blockers.
Oh, Tim, I'm with you, man. I'm
That
praying
movie
for
looks great, by the way.
I'm praying for Gibson to stay healthy myself. He looked really good last night against Calgary. He was top notch last night.
So speaking of Gippy and the Western Conference and the
Gibby.
Ducks.
People
nation-
say he's not a number one goalie. Just stop it.
What? Hold on. Whoa. Wait a minute. Did someone actually say that with
Not-
competence?
No,
That
not
they-
on our feed, but I
Oh,
I read
okay.
it in
Whew.
Ducks Nation. Some people just
No. Listen, I don't know if you guys have fan cards. I don't know if that's what you do there.
We
but,
do.
Okay. You might want to revoke that from that guy.
For some
That's
we should probably start doing that.
That's a revoke on that one. I will say that.
Sharks and
Absolutely.
Queens.
That's like saying Matt Murray can't win you a Stanley Cup. Like, come on. You
Thanks,
have
Benjamin.
to start revoking on that one. And Mikey has no response to this, even though I mentioned the Penguins.
he's still in shock and awe. We can't find Penguins fans anywhere, but Ducks fans starting to come out.
Touch on Ducks fans, though. Oh my
I'm
god!
kinda
The only
upset.
Penguins fan I find is my dad.
He can't process this.
I-
If something is not
I'm
making
off tonight,
sense,
guys. I'm off tonight. all right?
It is
Like,
nothing's
I
correlating
don't
up there
I
right
don't
now.
have any energy coming from Pittsburgh right now, and it's kind of upsetting.
You should, considering the fact that the Penguins won their last game. Just saying they
Poor game.
They,
Jesus
they
Christ.
still won it
It
though.
doesn't matter. We fucking almost lost to the Canadians.
Here's a great question for you guys. Coming after Timmy Styles' previous comment, after the shutout last night, Gibby is the best in the West. Agree or disagree?
In goaltending,
Goaltending.
Wait,
that's
what?
hard to say because Fleury's putting
John
on
Gibson
one
had
hell of a show
another
right now.
shutout last night against Calgary, 4-0.
He's doing a great.
Is he the best in the West right now?
He's doing great, but
As of right now.
As of right now, ooh,
Well, I could tell you it's not Pika because there's 5 goals on the board tonight.
no. Oh, gee, let's see
Pekka Rinne.
what games are going on.
I hate that son of a bitch.
I don't know. I mean, Fleury's doing himself a nice little. He's got a 1-0 going
Yeah, he
against
got
the
hurt
Sharks
again,
right
though.
now.
Is he playing? Because I know
Oh,
he
he got hurt?
Yeah,
Okay.
He got hurt yesterday.
Well, who's their backup?
All hail
Malcolm?
Gibby.
Malcolm Subban.
having so
Isn't
much
he the
fun tonight.
backup?
Malcolm Subban. Wow.
If I'm not mistaken.
So Malcolm,
Subban's
so
backing
PK
up,
Subban's brother? I
Yeah.
believe it's his
Yes.
brother. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah,
if I'm not
wow.
mistaken, if he's still up, I'm pretty sure he's backing up Fleury.
There you go.
He was anyway.
Who do you guys think will emerge as Flyers playoff goaltender? Question from
Oh.
Christine Sorling.
That is a very good
That is a
question,
very good
and that's a tough one. That's one that's not really going to be addressed till the off season. But because you got the here's the problem. Oh God. What?
Sorry. We'll
No,
get to that in a
I
second.
just saw
Just-
that too. That's
just
pretty funny, actually.
One thing at a time here.
All right, but to answer the question, the thing about the goaltending situation is that you got Brian Elliott, who he does have a small length on the contract. It's not long, but it's small. You have Peter Mrazek and you have Michael Neuwirth, and you can even make a case for Lyon.
Lion who played tonight.
Yeah,
Played very well tonight.
He's played very well in all the games he's been in,
Listen.
with the exception of the defense playing shit in front of him. He's been doing very well.
All I know is the Flyers have a very good situation. They have 4 potential starting goalies. Okay?
Right.
True.
So
well, okay, 3 because we're going to cut Michael Neuwirth. I think that's that has to be the case. The guy keeps getting freaking hurt. Like it's just like please. Just
But
All right,
I'm
so we
saying
take
send him
Noivy out of it.
But I'm just
Neuwirth
saying,
is out.
though,
Yeah.
if you're going into the playoffs right now,
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
you
Well,
have a
yeah,
very
that's
good
a different
situation
story.
with 4 goaltenders.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Neuwirth isn't
Elliott
back
coming
yet.
back, yeah.
Elliott,
Elliott coming back
hasn't
with playoff
even-
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
he's not
thing, though.
practicing yet, so
I wouldn't jump to conclusions there. Yeah. If they get long in the tooth in the playoffs, then yes, Elliott is a possibility, but by then you're playing the hot hand.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The problem of it is that, you got Lyon, you got Neuwirth, and you got Mrazek. The thing is that Lyon has no playoff experience, whereas Mrazek has playoff experience. And yes, even though I want Michael Neuwirth to be gone by the end of the season, he too has playoff experience and a good amount of it. So if I had to look at the postseason right now, I would say you go with Mrazek. And, I mean, obviously you're going to go with the tandem you end the season with. But if Neuwirth does come back from injury, I say if he's okay, you keep him in the back of your mind. I would still say maybe keep Lyon on there.
I'm rocking Mrazek and Lyon.
Yeah, I would say keep Lyon. Yeah.
I would put Lyon. Actually, I would let Lyon start.
One of the games?
No, I would let him start.
Just period.
Period. Whether they
Is
get
that because the
eliminated in
team
the first
doesn't
round or
really
not?
Kind of know what his weaknesses are.
Well, not even just that. He's showing that he can play at the NHL level.
That is true. And, I mean, he's very
He's
young,
been playing well. Like Maddie
and-
said, the defense in front is breaking down. Most of those goals that are going in, you can't put full blame on these goalies.
No, you can't. And you
No.
can't, like Detroit,
The
you
defense
can't
has
put
been
that
awful.
on. You can't put any of that on Mrazek. That was all defense bullshit right there on that one.
All right, so we got a fun question coming in, but first,
Oh, boy. What is
Wade
it?
Baker chiming in. Flyers need to bring Briz out of retirement. I'll let you handle that one.
All right.
Humongous.
They-
That's all we
Humongous,
need to
All
say.
right, so we're gonna go with Briz now. All right.
So
with
we got-
with the defense we have. I think we'd be out before we even got into the playoffs. We'd probably miss the playoffs by a wide margin. Let's see what team has the most treading here. We would miss by a whopping probably 24 points. That's not even a possibility. But if we brought Briz out of retirement, that's exactly what would fucking happen. So
So we got Timothy Strout giving a very awesome question. And Maddie, I think I already know what your answer is.
Sure.
Mikey, I might know, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Should the Ducks keep their current logo or go back to the Mighty Ducks logo?
Mighty Ducks
Mighty Ducks.
all the way.
Now, Benjamin Russell agrees. The Mighty Ducks logo.
Got
you,
good taste.
Do you do the original logo? And Tim, this is out for you, bro. Do you go with the original logo and the original colors, or do you go with the current colors?
I like the original
Ooh,
colors, man. I
that's-
think those colors are awesome.
But to be fair though, these are nice colors.
They are.
They are
Very nice
very
colors.
nice colors that
Very
the Ducks
good
are
colors.
sporting right now.
I would go with the new color. I would go with these colors. I think that would look pretty badass.
You know what you do?
you know, looking at the patch up there looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty sick.
You
as
know
the
what?
main logo.
Here's what
Yeah.
you do. Here's what you do. You kind of leave a consensus out for the fans and see what one they get a bigger rise out of. You go with these colors for now.
Make it an alternate.
But you make it an alternate, or you do a Stadium Series matchup and make that your Stadium Series
Yep.
jersey, and see what the reaction is, and see if maybe we will go back to the old colors.
Well, they did a game probably about 2 or 3 years ago now. They played Ottawa where they had a throwback day where they actually wore the purple Mighty Ducks uniforms.
Nice.
I love those jerseys.
Those are cool.
They're one of my
jerseys,
favorite
yeah.
jerseys.
Yeah.
My favorite was
It's a shame I don't wear mine because I have it framed.
the-
I had to frame my career jersey.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, he is only one of the greatest Anaheim Ducks that's ever put on a jersey, so it makes perfect
True.
sense.
Benjamin Russell chiming in, OG, but I like the new color matchup well with the Mighty Ducks logo as well. So
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if they could take what is on your shoulder and stick it in the front, I would like it a lot.
They have a jersey
they would-
like that. It's an all orange jersey, if I stand correct.
No, you're absolutely correct. They don't wear it anymore because obviously the new Adidas contract going into effect this year, but it was cool. I liked it. I would have liked it better on a black jersey, but
Yeah. I would say, keep the color scheme the way it is. Don't go all orange. Just keep it black for home, white for the road. Do what you've been doing with the color scheme. But if you change the logo around, no, Mighty Ducks, baby. Got to go with it.
Wade Baker, Ducks Sharks Stadium Series next year. Is that confirmed, Wade, or is that rumor? Because I haven't heard anything about a Stadium
Be a
Series next
great
year with
game, though.
Anaheim.
If that's confirmed, then that'd be big because they had a great turnout for the one against Los Angeles and San Jose.
Yeah, you saw how great that went with the ice.
All right,
The one in Los Angeles that actually went well. They
It
had no
did,
problems with
yeah.
the ice in Southern California.
If anything, I think they had more of a problem with the cold places. Oddly enough.
Well, with the snow, yeah.
With the snow and
Yeah,
the rain
yeah.
Well, the
and
one
it
in
being
Pittsburgh
too
was
frozen.
awful against Washington because it was raining.
And also Crosby almost got his career ended in that match,
He
which
basically did.
I'm
Which is
not.
still
He
one
got
of the biggest
creamed.
cheap shots of
I'm
fucking
not
But
gonna
meanwhile, he's
lie.
got 700 assists in his career.
I'm not gonna lie though. When I
that he
saw
did achieve the other day.
That's-
Thank you.
Yes, he did.
when I saw that happen to Crosby, a tear almost rolled down my eye. It was so beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Was seeing Crosby get nailed like that by one of the Washington Capitals.
I flat out cried like a baby when Paul Curry got knocked out. So
Well, see, you were crying for a different reason. You were crying out of, being upset and being angry.
I
and
was.
being
I was
sad.
very angry.
I was crying out of just pure beauty and perfection of seeing
And then
Crosby
he came
fall
back
onto the ice.
and scored a goal, and I cried because I was so happy because he was back and he scored a goal and it was a beautiful goal.
And it was the
And
game
I
winner.
said, "Fuck you, Scott Stevens." That's the one thing we can agree on.
Yes, Scott Stevens is a piece of shit.
Amen.
Scott Stevens is a piece of shit. Anyway, with that being
It's my
said,
favorite Duck memory.
that is a good Duck memory though. That was a great game too.
That was a great series.
That was
It's
a
a shame
great
it didn't go
series.
7.
Oh, actually, I thought it did. Did it go 7?
It went 6.
Oh, it went 6. Okay. All right. That was, of course, the year the Devils fans claimed beyond a shadow of a doubt that Marty Brodeur should have won the Conn Smythe. He did not. That
Tim
went
Stahl.
to JS Care.
My boy Tim Stahl chiming in. Keep Randy Carlyle for another season or get rid of him. I say get rid of him. I think he's holding back guys like Corey Perry and Ryan Getzlav and Ryan Kessler, although some of those guys have seen the injury bug this year, so they missed some
especially.
time. Kessler
Well-
especially. And they still think Kessler's not 100%.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. They were not.
But no, I'm ready to see ready to see somebody new.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. But when Carlisle was coaching and they did go win the Stanley Cup, they weren't number one in the West. Were they even leading a division that year? I don't even think they were. I think they wound up getting home ice because they were facing.
They faced Ottawa.
They faced Ottawa, and Ottawa was pretty low on the standings that year.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, they could have been.
They weren't a bottom seed. I know that.
No, they weren't. But I don't think they.
They were like a high middle. I think they were.
Okay, so maybe 4.
They may have been like a 4 or 5, maybe like a 4.
Okay, all right, because I don't think they were leading a division that year. I know Detroit was leading one of them, and I think the Ducks beat them in the Western Conference Finals to
That
get
they
to that
did.
Stanley Cup final.
They did.
I'm just trying to remember who had home ice, and I think it was Detroit. I could be wrong.
I think it was too. They saw Detroit in the Western Conference Finals a year later too.
Yeah, and it just went reverse the other
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
But anyway,
So you're telling me the Red Wings went there 3 years in a row because
and they won 2 out of the 3.
yeah.
Who'd they face that 2009 year?
Ben Clark didn't Getz
forget.
and Pears ask for him back. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I don't get a lot of the Ducks news out over here in
I think the GM did
Jersey.
bring him back after they fired Bruce Boudreau.
They did. But to be honest with you, I heard that Corey Perry doesn't have a good relationship with Randy Carlisle.
Which is no surprise.
But I mean, I think it's time for a change. Which to me isn't really much of a surprise, but I think they definitely need a change. I just don't like the system that he runs. He gets a 1-goal lead, and then they usually take their foot off the accelerator and they just kind of sit back. They didn't last night, but
I mean, say what you will about Bruce Boudreau. At least the Ducks were like leading the division almost every year. when
Ducks
he
were
was
first in the
coach.
West Division that year.
Oh, they were. Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I
Tim.
was wrong. All right. Hey, it was 2007. The Flyers were shit that year.
Second in the
anything
Pacific.
could have happened that year, and I wouldn't have fucking known. So
Thanks, Tim.
hockey was almost dead to me because of that season. Anyway,
Yeah.
so actually, I don't even think the Penguins made it that year either, did they?
I'm trying to
It was.
think.
I think it was Crosby's first year, and it was 07. I still think they.
that wasn't his first year.
That
His
wasn't-
first
that
year
was 06?
05.
It was 05? No, I thought that
Trying to
was.
think. When
Wasn't
was
that
the lockout?
Ovechkin?
Lockout?
was 05. And then
Lockout-
06 was the following year
No, he
that
played before
Carolina.
that. It's Jesus Christ.
Really? He played before that? I thought Ovechkin was the first one who played. Out of
I
the
think
two.
they. You're gonna drive me nuts.
All right.
Well,
While he
because
looks up facts,
it
let's
was-
get back to
I'm
this.
While
pretty-
Yeah,
you're
let's
thinking
get back
about
to
it,
this.
while you're thinking about it, real quick, Pears woke up after his trip to the fourth line, which I think he desperately needed.
Yeah.
He's playing better. He's playing a lot better as of late. and Tim saying sorry, first in the Pacific.
All right. I didn't know. Like I said, it was 2007. The Flyers were shit. Like I said, World War III could have broken out, and I would have just been still depressed. So you know what? That was just a bad year for me in general.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that
was a great
506 season was.
Oh,
gorgeous
okay.
season.
All right. So I was all right.
That was a great year. Anaheim Ducks won the Stanley Cup that year. The Phillies won the World Series the year after. It was a good stretch. Can I have another one?
09 was one of my favorites.
Thank
watching
you. Can
the
I have another?
Penguins and the Steelers win championships in their respected
Yeah.
sports.
Unfortunately, I get to sport the 10-year when the Flyers lost in the Stanley Cup Finals to the fucking Chicago Blackhawks. Thanks,
Patrick-
Leighton. Thanks, Leighton.
Patrick Kane, man.
Not knowing how to hug the fucking
It's a
post.
great
Thank you,
goal.
Leighton.
He was
Thank
the
you
only
so
one that knew
much.
that went in. The ref didn't even know. The ref was just like, what?
And you know the funny part is they still don't know where the fuck that puck is probably because they couldn't find it the day that they scored it. But anyway,
Demek, dude. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but Demek Anton Theo, referring to our question.
sure,
Yes, he thinks the Flyers will maintain
I like it.
the man.
playoff spot.
Go with it. All right, so Western Conference matchups. Here we go.
Oh, he's a Cowboys fan. Get him out of here!
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Meanwhile, Pove's over here about to bust the gasket in the yes chance here for the Daniel Bryan.
This is now the 11th Flyers Cowboys fan that I have, I guess, come across in my
Wow.
life. It's very common because it's like a love for their city, but a disdain for the Philadelphia Eagles, which isn't too popular these days. But you're talking going back, a lot of guys from the 60s and 70s, very much so. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a slightly longer in the tooth gentleman like myself.
Doesn't look like it.
So
Can't really tell pictures.
Or
are
his
small.
son.
No.
all right, so we got Western Conference matchups. The Las Vegas Golden Knights against the Colorado Avalanche. That's the current matchup there.
Wow. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the San Jose Sharks are going to face your Anaheim Ducks, or actually everybody's Anaheim Ducks apparently out there. And
I like that matchup, honestly, for the Ducks. And to answer your question, Tim, if you could bring back Scott Niedermayer or J.S. Jaguar, it'd be a simple Scott Niedermayer, since I'm wearing him on my back.
That's weird.
Number 27 right here.
I feel like I'm not reading this right, but it says the Sharks have a 3-0-1 lead in the regular season series. They do, but they're all shootout wins. They're literally all shootout wins with one regulation win, and that was a 6-2 spanking. What the?
I don't want to talk about that game. I don't even think I watched that game.
It was that bad. Jesus, look at that.
6-2 back in January.
It's like 2-1, 3-2. Oh no, Anaheim won this one, so 3-2, and then a 3-2 win for the Sharks. Okay, so if this does happen, all the games are going to overtime. That's pretty much official.
Can you just go down a little bit there? man?
Sure, why not?
Christopher Instrite,
Thank you.
Philly will make the playoffs this year. This isn't the 69 Phillies.
Oh, the dramatic collapse Phillies. Oh, there you go.
I feel like that's a lot of Philly teams. Phillies teams, not Philly. Phillies.
What, the dramatic collapses?
Yeah.
It's like great seasons and then just can't get that extra step.
Thomas Quintero, Philly in the house.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more like Anaheim's in the house tonight.
Yeah, for real, man. Shit, I think we've seen more
We're
Ducks,
taking over.
more Ducks fans tonight than Philly fans.
This is so weird. How
like
is it that
Philly fans should be excited and want to watch us tonight. They actually fucking won. Okay?
they're
we
out,
got a Thursday night where they won.
they're out getting drunk. That's what it is. You get
We got-
one win and now it's time to go get plastered. But
Ti-
anyway,
Timothy chiming back in. Ducks have the best chance over the Sharks in the first round.
this is
I
true.
agree wholeheartedly. They play the Sharks pretty well usually. Hence all the shootout games that they've had this year.
Meanwhile, the other matchup is the Nashville Predators and the Los Angeles Kings. And the Predators are the only one in the West currently to have a clinch in their Western Conference bracket.
Interesting.
And then the Winnipeg Jets facing the Minnesota Wild.
They're
Jets.
playing tonight, I believe, too. Winnipeg. I think if they win tonight, they clinch.
Okay, then. And they're at 98 points.
So that'll put them at 100. So yeah, I think they clinch
now,
for sure.
to be fair, too, also, I'm trying to remember.
Winnipeg does not play
Okay,
today.
so then it's damn it!
Uh,
It's Friday night against Anaheim.
The Knights right now are beating the Sharks 1-0. Kings are winning 5-1 over Avalanche, and the
That doesn't
Canucks
help.
are beating the Blackhawks 5-1.
That doesn't help.
So,
That
yeah.
helps Nobody.
basically.
Well,
So
Kings fans.
that is the
Well, nobody in this room.
that is the current playoff bracket right now as it stands, and I would expect that to change pretty quickly. So, especially in the East. So don't blink, don't change that channel because that is going to change before the season is out. And to be honest with you, if the Flyers actually stay at the wild card spot at number 1 and we face Washington, I'm fine. I am perfectly fine with facing Washington in the first round. That is the perfect draw for the Flyers. Actually, better than to face the Penguins. I'd rather face Washington. In all
Probably,
honesty,
and to be honest, I think you guys would have a better chance against Washington than us.
honestly, I agree with you, and that's sad to say,
Even
but
though
I agree with
It's just,
you.
it's
I think you could take out Washington in 6. I think if you were to take Pittsburgh out, it would be a 7-game series.
It would have
a
to
couple
be.
years.
And it would be a bad
honest to
7-game
God.
series for both teams.
What was
you
it?
know?
2 years ago when the Flyers played Washington in the first round of the playoffs. They should have beat Washington then. They play Washington really well. They compete, but let's just hope that this year, if that winds up being the matchup, the Flyers don't shoot themselves in the foot like they did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, okay, to be fair, the Flyers had no answer for the bodies that Washington was throwing around. And their response was a Philly response of throwing the body back. But the problem was they were getting in trouble in the penalty box. And then that was giving Washington way too many opportunities on their power play.
You mean throwing stuff on the ice, right? At Wayne Simmons and
That was
Ovechkin.
one game. One game, and you got to play it up. God damn Pittsburgh fan. Got to do it.
Tim-
Wearing that piss yellow. God damn it.
Tim, chiming back in, if we can keep winning,
Scumbag
can
thing
keep-
to do, but still.
we can keep that playoff spot. No, you're fine. If we can keep winning, we sure can keep that playoff spot. Referring to my boys over there in Southern California.
SoCal out tonight.
Listen,
They are, man. They are out strong and proud right now, man. Whew.
I agree, but we don't need to worry about anybody else.
Dude,
It
is.
is.
it's true. But it's like a pride parade, man. They're all coming out of the closet nowadays, man.
I love it. I
Woo.
mean, I love this. Wait, what did you say?
I said it's like a pride parade. Everybody's coming out right now.
I'm not sure how to take that.
You can take it as
But
good or
I'm
bad. It's
ca-
up to you.
Listen, I'm just gonna
It's
ignore it.
California.
I'm
It's
gonna
very-
ignore it.
Very different over there.
I'm gonna just ignore it. I'm gonna keep moving on to finish what I was gonna say. We just need to keep winning. We don't need to worry about anybody else. If we keep winning, everything's gonna work out fine in our favor. Our defense
For
has
sure.
been playing better without Kevin Bieksa. Thank God. Like I hope that his injury isn't serious and he is back in 2 weeks. But we play so much better when he's not in. We really do. I'm just ready for Jacob Larson to come up.
All right.
I miss Ian Cole. That's all I gotta say.
So next up,
Ooh.
yes.
Hardest remaining game for the Ducks is tomorrow versus the Jets. This is a comment from Benjamin Russell. Laine will be out for that game. Ducks got this.
Ooh.
I forgot Patrick Laine is going to be out for a couple
He's
weeks.
hurt. That's a shame.
That's a tough loss for Winnipeg.
Big
loss. So,
Leads the league in power play goals.
Yes, he does.
wow.
19.
He's one of the, I believe he's, second or third in the league in goals with 40, 41.
40-something. Yeah, the kid's phenomenal.
Kid is phenomenal. Winnipeg got their franchise player.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
I think, he might,
Without
be,
a doubt.
I think he might be better than Austin Matthews.
Wow. Okay, that's a bold statement. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey,
I mean, we'll see.
the Winnipeg fan base thinks so. Well, I mean, why not?
Hey, but you know what? You got to shoot for the stars, right? Shoot for the moon, actually. What's the worst? You land among the stars? Well, guess what? Patrick Laine is going to be a star. I think
Oh, no
it's
doubt.
safe
He's
to
a star.
say. Yeah.
No doubt.
He is a star.
Yeah. So
Already
with that
is.
being said, I decided to do this because you know what? It's getting that time of year, and every time it happens, I got to do the 1 through 16 setup here. Just because, what if the league decided to say, "Fuck it, we're not going to do conferences, we're not going to do divisions, we're doing 1 through 16, and let's see what happens."
And that was even brought up during the basketball season, too, about possibly doing that. But I don't think it would ever happen.
The
But
basketball.
let's
season.
hear it, because this is interesting. Let's hear
so
it.
here's how the matchups would ring out here on the standings. The Nashville Predators would face the St. Louis Blues, who are apparently the 16th, and they're on the outside.
That
looking
would
in
actually be a
currently.
fun series.
Isn't that going to be the matchup anyway?
It could be. It could be if St. Louis
If-
ever
if
gets
the
their
season
shit
would end
together.
right now.
Nah,
Yeah,
St.
if the
Louis is
season
out
ended-
right now.
They're out right now. If they get their
By
shit
2
together, they can
points.
get back in and get into it. But
Oh.
still, point is, they're 16th currently if it was through 1 through 16. So Nashville will face St. Louis. Tampa would face the Columbus Blue Jackets, which actually isn't too far out of the realm of possibility.
Wow.
That's
can-
another one that might happen too.
It might happen still. If Columbus
Yeah.
goes on a small skid, they might find themselves back in wild card positioning. They got to go on a mighty skid, though. Anyway, in the third, it'd be Boston versus the Los Angeles Kings. Imagine that travel. That'd be fun.
Ugh.
You have to be starting in Boston for the Kings.
That is
And then you
horrible.
have to go all the way across the country to go play in L.A., not counting, unless there's a sweep, not counting 5 and 6. the
well, I
games
think
that
you can
play
guarantee a
after that.
travel day for
Yeah.
those guys.
They're 2-day breaks.
They're
They're
definitely.
2-day breaks.
Yeah, so, okay, and the next up, this one would suck so hard. The Las Vegas Golden Knights would face
Flyers.
the Philadelphia Flyers.
Shit.
However,
Oh
though,
my
we
God.
own Fleury in the playoffs, so you know what? That might not be the worst thing in the world. And plus, we actually beat them in Vegas. So you know what? It isn't as bad as it could be. It could be a lot worse.
It'll be a fun series.
It
though.
would be. It would
Yeah,
be.
but Vegas strikes me as a team though that they might even be like a one or done when it comes to the playoffs. As good as they've played, as dominant as they've played during the season, it's a new breed in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, no.
yeah,
know,
that
I
is
mean,
true. They haven't
so-
faced it yet as a team. So.
I mean, do they have the character to do well? Do they have a lot of talent? I mean, that number one line has been, you could arguably say, one of the best lines, if not the best line in hockey. So how does that not translate to the playoffs, one would ask. But it's just, I've seen it before. Because, things that work in the regular season, Washington Capitals fans know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Mike
You
drop.
don't
Deal.
Boom.
Even though it's a bottle of water. But anyway.
That works.
All right, so I would drop these, but then Tom would shank me. That's not a good
Oh,
idea.
No, that
We-
would
yeah,
that would him
yeah.
that would be him going easy on you.
That is true. So with that being said, the next matchup would be the Winnipeg Jets facing off with your Anaheim Ducks.
Ooh.
I kind of like that one.
That'd be an interesting series.
This is fun.
All right, and then oh god, you're gonna love this one,
No,
Mikey.
I'm
But
not.
hold on.
No, I'm not.
Well, wait for it. We got one in between.
Toronto.
In between Toronto versus Colorado. That's terrible travel right there. And then the Washington Capitals
No!
versus the Pittsburgh
Why?
Penguins.
Why does it have to be like that, though?
I don't know. I
How
don't
does
know.
that happen?
I'm just happy.
Like of the 16 or 15 other teams that we have a chance to play, it would be the
Yeah.
fucking Capitals again.
I know.
I don't like it. I don't like this now.
Why?
I'm tired of the same series.
You always fucking beat them anyway.
doesn't matter.
So what's the difference?
I want to play somebody else.
You're a guarantee in the next round.
Yeah, but you know what though? If we finally lose to them, then I have to hear that we lost to them, and I don't want to lose to them.
But they won't win a cup, so don't worry
True.
about it.
Okay,
So
all right.
don't worry about it. It's not as bad to lose one series to them as a cup being won by Washington. I can't even finish that with a straight face, by the way. Washington winning a Stanley Cup. Anyway, and then the final matchup is the San Jose Sharks versus the Minnesota Wild, which has happened, I believe, on a couple of occasions. But anyway, so, yeah, this is some interesting brackets right here. So you know what? We could dissect this, but first we're going to go to a break. Do we have any comments before we leave?
We do not. We're good.
All right. Let me check the YouTubes real fast. And David Roska saying our Anaheim Ducks will win tomorrow night. All right.
Down with you, Dave. Let's go.
All right. So we are going to head on out on Facebook. But don't panic. Don't panic, folks. You can catch the rest of it on YouTube. And we will make sure we drop the link in the comments so you can join us on there live. And we will remain here on YouTube. With that being said, though, all this was brought to you by Sports Talent for all your sporting needs, located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-939-2030. Email them at sportsaladnj@comcast.net or visit them on at the web at www.sportsaladinc.com. See? Who says I'm not considerate? Anyway,
I appreciate that.
yeah, this is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2DRadio.com.
All right. Best thing about these high school girls, I get older, they stay the same age.
Love that movie.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mountie from New Jersey. I am Matt Sassuti along with Mike, the penguin-loving Klankov.
Hi.
And Brian, the Darkwing Daly. And Rob, the Broken One, Povia.
Wonderful.
And the Ultimate Deletion, which took place on Monday Night Raw. You want to know more about that? Talk about it on Lazy Booking. That was on a little bit earlier today. And this is all brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call, 215-369-3300. Hey, remember, folks, tax season is here, and it is almost over. So be ready, be prepared, get Gibson Mayer. All right. So, at the end of that segment, we went through the 1 through 16 brackets, and we came up with the Predators and the Blues, the first matchup, Tampa Bay versus Columbus, Boston and LA, Vegas and Philly, Winnipeg and Anaheim, Toronto and Colorado, Washington and Pittsburgh, and San Jose and Minnesota. That is our current 1 through 16 matchup. And I do believe that we also had a comment that we missed as well on the break.
Oh, we did. I closed it down. I got to find it.
All
Oh,
right.
here it is. Right here. Damian Price. Let's go Ducks. All the way from Sydney, Australia.
My Lord.
Wow. Thank you.
A big Ducks fan. Damian Price. Welcome to the show, bro. I hope you jumped over to YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah,
Jumped onto the
hopefully.
website.
I want to
And
know.
you're continuing
I
to
don't want
listen.
to. I don't want to check, but what's the time over there now? What time is it out in the Melbourne area?
Hey, man, if it's early in the morning and you're spending it with us, dude, welcome. And
Yeah.
we are more than happy to have you here.
Great morning. Let me
I'm trying
find
to
out here.
think, man. How far are they behind with us?
Oh,
They got to be afternoonish.
Yeah, it's
They're
2:06 p.m. in the
Ah,
afternoon.
ah,
Oh, well,
on
hey.
Tuesday.
thanks for spending your afternoon with
Wow,
us, man.
That's awesome.
I'm also the international one. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing can get by Mr. Broken Pove. All right, so with that being said, dive on in here to the NHL scores that are currently going on.
I'm actually getting 2:00 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
tomorrow.
what he just said.
Is that what you said? Oh, okay. Don't mind me. I'm on cloud 9
See,
right now.
yeah,
That's what I said. Booby trap.
Yeah, booby
Dude,
trap.
this guy is just so like mesmerized with all the Ducks fans.
Dude, I love it.
He
like,
feels so loved.
I've been
It's
trying to
like-
get Ducks fans to
it-
watch
it-
the show for like 3 years.
It's like he got a hug from Bailey, but Bailey's wearing a Ducks jersey. You know, that's basically what he's feeling right now.
She's from that area, isn't she? I know
She's from San Jose,
California.
so
Oh.
she'd be a Sharks fan and everything.
Forget that.
All right. Anyway, so we have the scores here currently going on in the NHL. Final matchup: the Washington Capitals did win 1-0 against the Detroit Red Wings, which does not bode well for the Penguins. Meanwhile, the Toronto Maple Leafs have a 5-1 lead on the Nashville Predators right now.
Irrelevant.
They're looking to clinch.
any
That
of
is what
us.
they are looking to do. Yeah, it is irrelevant. The Vancouver Canucks are leading the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1 at the end of the second period.
Irrelevant.
The Los Angeles Kings are leading the Colorado Avalanche 4-1 still. And the final matchup is a correction. I updated them. My bad. 5-2 final. Maple Leafs won. 5-2 final. The Canucks won. 5-1 currently, Colorado and Los Angeles.
Story tonight's 5, huh?
Yeah, and fives are wild right now. And still 1-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights against the San Jose Sharks.
You ever notice how in every sport there's always a trend? Whether it be a certain handful of teams scoring a specific number of goals. What was it, like last week? There was like 4 games where guys had hat tricks.
Mm.
You ever notice that? Or am I
It's
the only
weird.
one that really just
Nah,
kind of
man,
has
that
nothing
shit
better to do with
happens.
my life than to notice things like
Maybe.
Well, I mean, this is the scores today were kind of odd. I mean, when you look at it, there was a lot of weird matchups that happened there. There was some shutouts, and then there were fives that were just going crazy out of their one.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's not all the scores, by the way. There is Carolina versus Arizona, 6-5. Who cares? Flyers did beat the Rangers, and the Blue Jackets did beat the Florida Panthers and shut them out. This is a weird one. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New York Islanders 7-6. No, I'm not making that up. That is not a video game. That happened in real life. A
Damn.
7-6
that happened
score.
in my video game last night. I beat Las Vegas 7-6. Should have been 7 to goddamn
Got to
2.
beat him somehow.
Should have been 7 to goddamn 2.
They still tried to
Fucking
pull
NHL 18 penalties are bullshit.
They are. They suck. Everything's a
terrible.
trip. Everything's a
my God.
trip.
See, that's like that.
Seriously.
See, that reminds me of when I would play NHL Hits, and I would be the Flyers to face the Devils, so I could live out
Terrible.
the fantasy of giving Scott Stevens a fucking concussion. That was basically the whole reason I would do that. But let's see. The
I don't
Edmonton,
blame you for that one.
yeah, Edmonton Oilers versus the Ottawa Senators, 6-2. The Oilers won. No, they can beat somebody. It's a bottom feeding team like them. So
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that helps nobody, but
yeah, pretty much lots of nobody teams facing off with each other. Now tomorrow, big matchup that needs to be watched. Oh, well, two big matchups. One for the Ducks Nation out there. They are facing the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are trying to clinch a playoff spot, but the Anaheim Ducks can stop that from happening. And that's at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Other big matchup, and this does affect you and me. The New Jersey Devils are facing your Pittsburgh Penguins at 7 o'clock, and that is a must-win for the Penguins and a must-win for the New Jersey Devils.
But in your case, who would you prefer to win that?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because I want the Devils to miss the playoffs.
Okay.
I can.
Maddie's on my side for a night.
Only Here's the thing. I hate the Devils so much. I will literally say, you know what? Let Pittsburgh have this win. If it was the Cup, I'm not watching. I hope that the buildings just blow the fuck up right in the middle of the game with people out of the arena, of course. But I just hope that they can't.
Oh,
And
you
then they
don't
have to
want
play on a
to have
neutral
another
ground.
sudden death?
They'll have to play in a neutral ground in Philly just to insult
No.
all the Philly fans.
No, fuck that. They're going to Washington. Fuck that shit.
Why the hell would we go all the way there? Neutral ground would be Philly.
No, it'd be Brooklyn. Go with
Wait.
Brooklyn
No,
in
it
that
wouldn't.
shitty stadium.
Brooklyn's all the way out there. Philly is literally the
All
center
right,
point for the
Madison
Devils
Square.
and the
You
Penguins.
want to play on the big show? Play in fucking Madison Square Garden on the Rangers.
It's still
turf.
further than for
Who
Pittsburgh.
gives a shit? Do it.
I'll take it.
Do it.
So wait, what you're telling me is you don't want a sudden death part 2? Anybody know that movie?
Oh, with
Rob? Tell
Jean-Claude
me you know
Van
that
Damme.
movie.
Yeah, I know that movie.
Okay. Sudden death.
That was actually
Sudden death part 2.
That was one
It's
of the.
just instead of it being Chicago
yeah.
and Pittsburgh, now it's the Devils in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there you go. But the funny part of it is too. That's actually one of the better Jean-Claude Van Damme films. I don't know.
That
if
was
anyone,
my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't
movie.
know if anyone's ever seen it, but it's actually a really good film. It's a shame it came out the worst year. I think it was competing against like Batman, and the rest of them is like fuck that. And a
Well, it's also
Christmas
an action
season,
movie.
yeah.
They usually don't do that well.
This is true. But
best,
anyway.
best Van Damme movie of all time, in my opinion. Well, besides Bloodsport. I mean,
Of
that's a
course.
given.
Oh, yeah.
You're my man, Dukes. But Time Cop. You ever
Time
see
Cop,
that? That was
yes,
actually a
great
really good movie.
Great movie, Time Cop was.
I remember the
Mikey,
movie,
this
but I
is
never
way
saw
before
it.
your time,
Yeah.
so don't
What
even
up?
Yeah, you old heads.
You know, here's a.
Ooh.
No, you know what the funny part is? One of my favorite Van Damme is, and it's just because it's so bad, is Street Fighter. Just because it's such a bad film.
The movie was fucking terrible.
But it's so fun to watch to see how bad it is. You know, I
Movie was
love
fucking
watching at it.
terrible.
I love it because you can't understand a single thing Van Damme says, and I love the part when Zangief says, "Quick, change the channel." Best part of that whole film when they see the car coming at them. But anyway, all right, we got way off topic. Back to this. Anyway.
Forgot we were a hockey show.
Yeah, we were talking about movies there for a second. The moment you mentioned Jean-Claude Van Damme, and everybody's got a favorite movie. Anyway, so with that being said, let's see if we can dissect this here bracket. All right, so if Nashville faced St. Louis, who would win?
Nashville.
Nashville. All right, sweep.
No, I always
5.
give the team 1. Yeah.
5. All right, so St. Louis gets 1 out of that. All right, Tampa Bay versus Columbus.
Tampa.
Yeah, I would say
Tampa?
Tampa 6.
6.
I'll give it 6.
All right, I'm going
I
to
can
go
see
6.
6.
I would say 6-2. Yeah, it's a fair assumption. Boston versus LA.
I like Boston.
Boston, yeah.
All right, and what do you say, 5?
I think you go
I'll
7.
7? Oh, okay.
I won't go 7. I'll go 6.
All
Definitely
right.
6.
All right, so we'll go with 7 just because it's more dramatic. Knights versus Philly.
Actually, I like the Flyers in this
I
one.
like the Flyers in this one.
I mean, the Flyers didn't play him great on home ice.
But they
Yeah.
played them
a
well
couple
in
weeks
Vegas.
ago, but they played him well in Vegas.
But
yes.
you know
so
what?
tough.
To be fair, though, that was still a close game, and at the same time, we were going on our skid at that moment. So if we were facing them in a better mood,
I'll go Knights.
I think
at
it goes 7. I think it goes 7. I like the Flyers in 7.
All
Definitely
right.
go 7.
so Philly in 7, and of course you picked the Knights. Of course, naturally. All right, the Jets versus the Ducks.
I'll go.
Ducks Nation, feel free to jump in on this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have to say Jets. If, big if, write the if next to that. Patrick Laine is playing.
Is healthy. Okay.
Yes. If not, the other if, I would say Ducks in 6 or 7. Laine's a big
Actually,
piece.
and this is going to come off as total homer, but I
All
do like Anaheim in the series. They like to play Winnipeg. They play Winnipeg well. I like Anaheim in 6.
All right, so we got Anaheim in 6. So the Jets are not winning that Stanley Cup. Moving on, Toronto versus Colorado.
Toronto. Okay, maybe I'm jumping the gun here.
I do like Toronto.
I do.
in this.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I do like Toronto. I think that'd be a hell of a series. I think that one could go 7.
I like this one in 6. I like Toronto in 6. I think it's going to come down to that series. Is going to come down to goaltending.
I would say
They both have high scoring offenses. They both have slightly above average defenses, and the goaltending is really good
Well,
in both teams.
Avalanche has what, Varlamov?
Yep,
and
and then
then-
Toronto has Freddie Anderson.
I'm gonna say 7. I'm gonna say Maple Leafs. No offense to Colorado, but gotta go with that. Moving on, Washington versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Classic matchup.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I
I want to say Pittsburgh, but we have to lose to them sometime.
so rather be the fictional 1 through 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
here's the difference. Here's the difference. The players in Pittsburgh,
This is just hilarious.
play for each other.
Oh, no doubt.
Capitals don't.
No.
And I think that's going to be a huge thing.
Okay, well,
And that's going to be the reason why Pittsburgh, yet again,
They beat up.
Hold
The
on,
Capitals do
hold
beat up
on.
on each other.
But here's the thing,
That is
though.
one
they
thing.
do.
That's
And their
the
captain
current.
disappears.
But also that even in the current situation of them beating up on each other, even in the past when the Capitals were a united front, they still couldn't beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. Honest to God, they couldn't. I mean, in the 90s, they couldn't do it. They did once in 93. And you know what
The
they did with
9-1
it?
in the
They
last
pissed
10?
it away in the conference finals and lost
Good.
to the Canadians. But anyway, with that being said, even, what was it? The Capitals
Canadians.
were number 1 seed, and I think this was 2000. It was 2000 because they faced the Flyers in the next round. Penguins were 8th seed, barely made it. Faced the Capitals in the first round, number 1 overall, and Johan Hedberg was their goalie, by the way. And they lost
Hedberg.
in 5 games.
Johan
5
Hedberg.
games they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh. It's clear as day. It's
Even in the
Pittsburgh.
fictional one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
It's Pittsburgh all the way. And you know what? We'll do 7 just because that makes it dramatic. So, with that being said, San Jose versus Minnesota. Now, this has happened before.
I'll go San Jose.
San Jose, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say San Jose.
I'm gonna say 6.
I like
Even though Minnesota's offense has been fucking hot, but then again they're.
But San Jose has
Overall.
been too. San Jose's been hot in this stretch as well.
I like the defense better in Minnesota. I think they're bigger. They're a little more physical. But then
still
again,
sticking with my
San
guns.
Jose still has a big physical offense too. So
I'm going to stick to my guns and say that San Jose wins. I think Dubnyk doesn't outlast Jones. I think Jones outlasts him. So I would
That's
say that
fair.
would get the win.
Dubnyk really isn't a playoff goaltender.
He's proven that, sadly. He's been solid.
I mean,
but
so
then
is Marty Jones. I mean, yeah, he got him
Got him to the cup.
to the cup, but he didn't get it. He didn't win it yet.
No.
No,
They
this
also
is true.
played the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I love how whenever we mention our teams, you look right at the camera and give a face.
You have to.
You have to.
You
Yeah,
have to, because that's the moment where you say, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, that's,
We-
that's my team.
Yeah, yeah, we know. We know.
That's my boys.
We know. We fucked you guys. We know it. We know we did. It's awesome. I love it. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that feeling in the world when you bring up a club. You're like, yeah, I remember when we beat the fuck out of them. That was so awesome.
Good
Nothing
times.
feels better in the whole world. All right, so let's see here. Nashville getting through. Who is the lowest seed that made? Oh, the Flyers. Oh, great. So we get the dubious distinction of dealing with Nashville in the next round.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Been there, done that.
Fucked. We are so fucked against the Nashville Predators. Oh, I would love to say the Flyers can pull off an underdog upset like they did against the Knights. No, that does not happen in this series.
No.
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 The Flyers are out. I'm going to give them 6, though. I will say the Flyers do get 2 wins on them, but it's not enough. No, not enough.
Lobby pulling it against his old boys. I love it.
God, that would blow ass. Thank God this can't happen in real life. That would suck so hard if we lost to Nashville with Lavi as coach. Oh, my God. Let's see. What else we got here? We got Tampa Bay's next up on the list. Oh, God, who are they facing? Tampa would face off with the Anaheim Ducks. They would face the Ducks.
How's that make you feel?
I'm not sure.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go Tampa in 6.
I have to say Tampa too.
All right, then. So we got the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm going to say 7. Fuck it. Why not? Anaheim puts up a fight and really makes them earn it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Anaheim could
Anaheim
do
won't.
it.
They won't cave. They won't cave.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll be a 6 or 7 game series, but ultimately, I just think just think Tampa's that team.
All right, then. So next up on the list, this is the next one. We've got the Boston Bruins. Black and gold all around because they're facing the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, this is great. I love this.
I'm going Boston in 6.
Wow.
Let's be a realist.
Cam Ward gave up one of the strangest goals I think
I
I've
saw that
ever
shit
seen.
earlier, and it was fucking crazy.
You want to talk about how?
Bad
How
puck
does that
luck.
happen? If you're Arizona, you're thinking you're lucky stars right now.
Uh-huh.
So, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, somehow Cam Ward loses the puck in his skate.
Literally in
In
the
his
middle.
skate. And goes to cover the net and puts the puck in the net.
But it's still stuck in his
It's stuck
skate.
in his skate blade. It's between
Oh, my
the
God.
boot and the
Yeah,
blade.
between the blade and the fucking.
So Cam Ward now has the dubious distinction of being a goalie that scored on himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's just crazy.
That sucks.
Damn.
Damn.
That might be the craziest goal I've ever seen in my life. That's
That's
insane.
sad.
Look that up.
That would,
Yeah, look that up.
The only thing that could
Absolutely
be
look that up.
stranger
That's
is
weird.
the only thing that could be stranger is if somebody did a distinct kicking motion into an empty net. Like that would be hilarious, and then they call that goal back.
True.
That would be funny. I would love to see the player dumb enough to do it. I would love to see it happen. All right, so let's see here. Before we dive a little bit more into this, Boston versus Pittsburgh. Who you got in that?
I like Boston. I think Boston's a team to beat in the East.
All right, so I'm going to say Boston too. I'm going to say 6. I think that's
6
fair.
sounds good to me.
That
Yeah.
sounds fair. All right, let's see who else we got here. This is fun. I like doing this. Let's see here. We got
Be Toronto and
Toronto,
Minnesota?
and yeah, it'd be Minnesota. Wow, that's an interesting series.
So that's the
no,
Elite
it
Eight.
wouldn't be Toronto and Minnesota.
It'd be
it'd be-
Toronto, Minnesota.
No, it wouldn't be Toronto.
Or Toronto, San Jose.
Toronto and San Jose. Toronto.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Toronto.
I'll go Toronto in 6. I'll do 6.
Yeah, Toronto wins that bad boy. It's safe to say. Now, before we continue this, quick
Screw
break.
the Atlantic Division.
So, quick break on this. Big matchup coming up for the Flyers and for a certain somebody sitting on this seat right now, sitting in this couch. I'm talking about you, dummy.
Oh.
Focus.
I was gonna say I don't see anybody else with us. but-
Yeah, who else do you think I was talking about?
I
It
don't
is
know.
the Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins meeting in their final playoff matchup of the their final regular season
Thank
matchup
God.
of the year. Currently not facing each other in the standings. However, if the Flyers do get a win in this matchup and Pittsburgh has not been doing their due diligence, the Flyers actually might be able to get right back into this playoff race and be right on Pittsburgh's ass.
Don't let it happen. All I gotta say is we'll start Tristan Jarry because we all know what happens towards the tail end of the season, and we play the Philadelphia Flyers. Okay, you don't even like have Murray as the backup goaltender because he's gonna sit on the fucking bench and he's gonna take a puck to the face. Somehow, some way, the Flyers will find a way to hurt him.
Just do, that's habitual. The Flyers got to do it. If you're not going to
2 years in a row.
if you're not going to beat Pittsburgh on the scoreboard, you might as well handicap them in the goaltending department.
Oh my lord.
That's a very Philly thing to do. So with that, it's going to be an interesting game because it is in PP.
If we can't beat them, just beat the shit out of them.
There you go,
Take out their
right?
fucking goalie 2 years in a
Because
row.
I mean, it's not like we're missing,
Amen.
and you know what? It is. That's awesome. And you know what? The best part is, it's not like we're missing the playoffs too. On top of it, so we're most likely going to make the playoffs, and we fucked the other team in Pittsburgh in their playoff.
Thank God we
hopes.
have great backups.
Oh my God, that'd be great if Tristan Jarry had to start the postseason
No,
with
would it be great? Just add fucking sweep to it. Bring out the brooms.
against Columbus.
Yeah.
Of course, they
The
do.
way
have,
they've been playing,
and
yeah.
they do have Sergei Bobrovsky in net too. Oh God.
Might be 3-0
Dude,
against
you
them
need Matt
this
Murray
season,
so
but
bad.
Yeah.
Oh God, you need Matt Murray in that series. You really do.
Murray.
So
Calling Fleury back. Why'd we let you go?
God
All
damn,
right. right, somebody call Briz.
The-
Get him up here.
Yeah, get the Briz and the Penguins jersey. There we go. He was
Where's
already.
Layton? Where's Michael Layton? Somebody call him now.
Yeah, get Michael Layton. He might take you to the Stanley Cup and lose in Game 6
Where is
for
he?
you.
Is he still? I wonder
I
if
think
he's
he's in
still
your
our-
AHL
I
team.
think he's still in our system.
No, but
yeah.
seriously though, put him on your team. You'll get to the Stanley Cup Finals,
think
and
he
you'll
was hurt.
lose in Game 6.
Yeah.
Only difference is you'll probably lose to.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Patrick Lane.
The odds are,
Another Patrick.
Yeah.
the odds are, he suits up for Pittsburgh, takes me to the Cup, and I would probably vomit if this actually happens. Stay 3-peat.
Oh Christ, no! Not only would you,
That would
vomit,
only be-
I would
that would-
vomit.
listen,
I would
that would be
vomit if
so
that
fitting.
Shit happened.
That would be so fitting for the city of Philadelphia.
Michael Layton is indeed a Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguin.
He is still okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if anything happened to him during. I haven't heard his name. That's why. He. I'm pretty sure he's hurt, as he's been with the Flyers, and Arizona. Which I don't know why the fuck we even went for him. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
great.
that's
It's good to know.
yeah, it's
Good.
great to
Thanks for
know.
the great news, Rob.
Keep it
I
coming.
like it.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Yeah.
All right, so I got that bracket run, by the way. It wouldn't have been the semi, it would have been the quarterfinals because it would have not been 4 teams. It would have been 8 teams. Anyway, so what do we have here? We got Nashville.
Our
who?
conference finals.
Yeah, technically, if you can call it that. Nashville would face Toronto in that.
Yeah, it looks like Tampa and Boston.
Yeah, Tampa
Wow.
would face Boston. So it's weird. We do a 1 through 16 bracket, and we get a West versus West team and an East versus East team in the Final Four.
We do? It looks like we got a West versus East,
We-
and then an East versus East.
Wait, what are you talking about? We got
Toronto's in the East.
Toronto is in the East.
That
Nashville's
whole
in the
Atlantic
West.
Division.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, my bad. My geography's off on this one. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I'm just in shock right now. We got
Nashville's
so
not
many-
even that far if
Yeah.
you look at the map.
Yeah, that's true. That's
No,
true.
I think it's like a straight drive up.
See,
yeah.
my geography's like Gary Bettman's. It's all fucked up.
Oh.
Anyway, like the NHL's too. But anyway, so with that being said, so we got Nashville versus Toronto. Who would win that one?
Nashville.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. All right. No.
Yeah,
gotta end
Nashville.
somewhere.
Nashville's going to be that first team in the Stanley Cup final.
All right then. So Toronto would take the knee to the Nashville Predators, and who will they be facing? Will they be facing Boston or would they be facing Tampa?
Boston, I think. I think Boston will take Tampa. I think they're the only team in the East that could take the Tampa Bay Lightning down.
Really? Okay.
They got the promising. Tuukka Rask is, he's playing like he's 23, 24 again. He's been ridiculous all season long. The defense, even without Ryan Spooner, it has been playing lights out. So I think they're the only team that can take down Tampa Bay.
All right.
I think so, yeah. I personally do think so that Boston would be the only team that could take them down as well.
All right then. So we got Boston going on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and we've got
Ew, a yellow. Ew,
And
a
and
yellow
Nashville.
Stanley Cup. Ew.
a piss yellow cup all around.
Ugh.
It wasn't too different last year. I
No,
mean.
correction. Correction, though. Piss yellow would be referencing to Boston. Yellow jaundice would be for the Nashville Predators.
You're disgusting.
Ew.
So we got the Preds versus Boston. Who wins this son of a bitch?
Boston.
Boston. Okay.
I think
Whew.
Boston
Ah!
Christ, no. I'm going Nashville.
I
Fuck
hope
that.
this
I don't
ain't- I
want to
hope
see
this
Boston
isn't
win
real
nothing.
life.
Fuck that.
I don't.
It's
I
already
don't
bad
want
enough
this-
in my lifetime. Boston has 1 cup to their name. Christ.
For sure. That was all.
You got no room to talk anyway.
I have
What-
seen 3.
Yeah, what are you pissed about? Like, seriously.
I've seen my team win. My teams win 5 championships.
I've seen one.
It's all right, buddy.
At least it's one. We have one. We have one to our name.
Hey, Maddie, how about you?
We went to a final. I saw an Eastern Conference championship.
I've seen 4 Stanley Cups in my life.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway. All right. So with that being said, that'll do it. All right. But before we head out real fast, predictions on Philly versus Pittsburgh. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. This will be the one time we beat Pittsburgh. 4-2.
I think
Okay.
it's going to be Philly. It's just right now the defense is not strong enough. I think the Flyers are a better team right now. I'll go Philly 4-3.
I guess I'm the asshole over here because I think the Penguins are going to take it 5-4.
You're not an asshole. I love your pick.
All right, are you at least going to give us an OTL so we get a point?
No.
No, I
Fuck
think it's going to be
the OTL.
regulation.
Fuck you. That could be at least a point. Be polite.
I don't want to be polite.
Don't want to be. Oh, the Ducks fans are out and you're still not being polite. Come on.
I'm being plenty polite to them.
Yeah, of course. All right.
Love them.
Anyway, let's send this one home. It's last call time, folks. This whole thing, Hockey Happy Hour, brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. That was for not giving us a point. All right. We'll see you all next Thursday here on a2dradio.com at the same time, so don't go anywhere, folks. Hockey Happy Hour. We'll be back next week. From all of us here, Matt Sassuti, Mike Klinkoff, Brian Daly, Rob Povia. We'll see you all next Thursday.